Hey everyone, what's up? You're of course looking at the beloved cold steel box with that sky blue color and of course just a very simple photo of the knife on there. Cool box, and on the back is their guarantee. I thought it used to say something about 1 year, but I actually read the warranty this time. I'll try to get the camera to focus so you can read it yourself if you want to. Just pause the video there. But I thought it used to say 1 year or something like that, and their warranty wasn't as good as other companies that were lifetime. Anyways, it doesn't say anything about the 1 year anymore, nor should it, because apparently their knives last forever and they're pretty much awesome. One thing I'll say about this box is that the color of the handle on the box does not in any way resemble the actual color of the handle. And with that, let's get into the actual knife. So I've got it open, but I'll open it for you on camera. Very cool knife, very cool. This finally arrived in the mail today. It's been held up at the US border, US-Canadian border for like 4 days now, or 5 days. Canada Post tracking number said it should have been here July 29th, and it actually arrived in Canada July 27th. And here we are a full week afterwards, at least. And yeah, I finally got it, so that's the good news. So, was it worth the wait? Absolutely. I'm just going to tell you my first impressions about this knife because I'll do a full review later. I don't want to do a review until I've actually used it because, you know, that seems kind of disingenuous. But what I would say, first impressions are, it's so thin. Like, look at this. I know I don't have anything to compare it to on the table, but this is thinner than an Endura. It's thinner than a Voyager and a Recon 1. It's thinner than all of them. It's the thinnest big knife that I think I've ever seen. And that's not really an exaggeration. I know SOG makes some very freakish, big, thin knives and stuff like that, but I've never seen such a beautiful and well-designed knife be so thin and so large at the same time. So that's definitely gonna be something you notice right away. People say the ergonomics are still good, and that remains to be seen. I haven't used it for any hard cutting yet, but in hand, right off the bat, I'd say it's in the ballpark for sure. It's got some kind of handle jimping up here, and I actually kind of like that. I agree that the handle is kind of slick overall. I got this knife wet already, and it was quite slippery. So yeah, maybe not the best hard use knife in the world, but this I think will be a very good EDC knife, and very large and very capable for people who are camping and not going to like the most extreme possible use they can imagine for their knife, like that the Recon 1 or something would be designed for. I think this will work well in pretty much all different uses. The other thing I'll say is the aluminum handle is very nice, and I think that this is a very underpriced and undervalued knife, honestly, especially with the blade steel in there, the CTS XHP. This blade steel, I was reading online, I haven't really used it yet except to make a few initial cuts, but apparently it's similar in edge retention to S30V, which is very impressive, but the boot is that it's easier to sharpen, or so they say. Haven't sharpened it yet, don't know. But I find that I'm not able to get my S30V knives that sharp, so if I can achieve greater sharpness with CTS XHP, I'll certainly be very happy about that. And if the edge retention is anywhere in the ballpark of S30V, I'll be extremely happy also. So now Cold Steel has really done it, haven't they? They produced beautiful knives, elegant designs with extremely strong locks, the strongest in the industry, good handle materials. This is not any FRN, you know, made in China bird knife or anything like that. It's very nice actually. And I think that as this handle wears, it will actually look not bad at all, because you've got that nice neutral color instead of something like an orange or a red or something, that like a lion steel. If it gets scuffed up, you're certainly going to notice that. And this one, I think it might just blend gracefully. And it looks sort of like titanium a little bit. I would not be surprised at some point in the future to see Cold Steel come out with a titanium version of this. We'll see. But they seem to be diving deeper into the world of better steels, which is always good, because I think that there's a segment of the market that desires better steels. Some people just don't want to buy a knife in 8CR13, AUS 8, 440, that sort of thing. People are just beyond it. And I do think there are super steels out there. We're living in an age of technology and things advancing very quickly, and steels are no exception as far as the cutlery industry is concerned anyways. And there are a number of super steels out there. I think this is one of them, honestly. Not the best of the best of the best or whatever, but certainly the best of the best. And I think that's very cool. So I think Cold Steel's finally done it. They've put together an elegant EDC knife that's very high value considering the materials involved, and it's going to compete with very high-end knives. I think people will see this knife, especially if they made a smaller version. It's not a small knife by any means. This is I would still call it a large knife, you know, for just carrying around in your pocket. It's a larger knife, medium large, and I think that Cold Steel has still missed out on the EDC market. I think there's a huge market out there for sort of small blades like the Benchmade Sequel, the Mini Grip, the Delica, that sort of thing. That market is the biggest one in my opinion, and it's lacking for new designs, I'll say that for it. But yeah, I like this knife very much. Time will tell whether it's a great knife or not for me, because the true test is, do you carry it? You know, if I end up carrying this more than other knives, then it turns out to be a great one. What I'll say from initial handling and speed and all that stuff is it feels very intuitive to me. I feel like I'm able to like rotate it around the hand and just kind of flick it open, good to go. And it just feels very natural. And that, I think, is the hallmark of a great knife. It reminds me of the Paramilitary 2, for example. That is a knife I think that pretty much anyone in the world would handle, and they would say, hey, that feels like it was made from my hand. And that's a remarkable achievement, I think, in ergonomics and design. And I think that the Code 4, who knows, maybe it comes close to that. We'll see over time. That thinness might be an issue when it comes to ergonomics, but so far it feels very good. Startup Survival out. Thanks for watching.